Hey traders, Captain Jim James here. It's been a little while. I am here with another daily brief for you. This one will be focused specifically on Tesla. I do want to start by apologizing for not making videos consistently. It's been a challenge lately. I purchased a house, well, a few houses, but one specifically that I've wound up being more involved in the renovation than I anticipated. Also, the time that it takes to make these videos consumes a large part of my day. These videos can take anywhere from 2, 3, 4 hours of work to put together. And now I don't make my money off of making these videos like some of the other ones that you see out there. I make my living trading. That's what I do. And I try to make these for you guys out there, especially new traders, so that they can make a living like I do. So I'll try to put more out. I ended up getting kicked out of my office. My children stayed in homeschool, and so they eventually took over my office. It just became just a little bit too much, right? Too much noise, too many people coming and going, and then the other work that I have going on, coupled with trying to trade every day. So you don't need to hear any of this. Probably don't want to hear any of this. We'll move on from here. I want to bring up something important, and that is back in May, I called for the reversal on Tesla when it was creating what everyone was calling a death cross. And I told all of you that it would go to 900, if not 1,000, before end of the year. I think at that time I was the only one making that call. I recall that it was all doom and gloom back then, right? And it's tracked where we've always discussed it would go. Right down to the seasonal downfall of the market. And yet I even said that stocks that were down would continue to go up no matter what the market did. And that's part of the hint behind the market not crashing, right? Is Tesla continued to go up and do well in this seasonal downturn. And I told you that there would be stocks that would continue to go up in this downturn. So this has proved itself. But I'm making this video specifically because Tesla is at a point that it is reminding me of one of my other favorite stocks that I've played for a long time, and that's Apple. And what makes this important and special is that we're going to take a look here at this Apple chart. In this Apple chart, if you follow my cursor over here, you can see that we had this huge incline on Apple leading to from their stock split leading up into September of 2020. And what's important about this is that in this area here between August and September, there was FOMO, right? There was this thought that Apple was going to trade at a much higher trading rate. What happened instead was everyone bought this top here. You can see here it's September 2nd, and there was a collapse in the stock. Now, everyone, there was it was the same FOMO as Tesla had. And when this stock fell, people were locked into some long-term leaps. Some leaps are like 6, 7 months or more, but a lot of 3-month out calls, 5-month out calls, year out calls on Apple. And what's important about when this took place was you can see this fall, this gradual hook recovery, right? You can see how this took place into January, and you can see where it beat. I'm going to put some lines up here for you just so you can see here. You can see this horizontal line, and this recovery took place over here, and it briefly touched, right? This previous new high, this new all-time high was touched once, and then it sold off. We are just about here right now with Tesla. You see this fall off, come up once more, and this kind of completes this ascending triangle, right? This completes this move here. we could measure this and I could show you how this move completes this push. But then you can also see a gradual sell-off here, right? So anyone that was trapped here expected to make their money over here in January, even though we had this sell-off. Well, that didn't take place. It came back down, went sideways, and wound up burning off all the way into September. So you can see that this was 9 months or so, right? From the point, well, 9 months, let's say this is January, and this is September. So that's the 9-month mark, and this is a full year then. Took an entire year, right, in this movement here. And there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is that you have all these buyers with big money, big retail buyers that are betting that Apple is going to continue to go up. And then when we came here, retail thought they were starting to break even, or like maybe they're down now only 20-40%, and it fell off once more. And this move here is to kill a lot of the options market and to cause max pain to a lot of retail, so that they eventually, when this position comes down, right, they lose hope and sell out of their positions. Doesn't matter if it's stock, doesn't matter if it's options, and it comes back down here. This is part of capitulation here, and this move here, right, is more capitulation. This is the first step of capitulation. We start to come up and they say, fooled me once, fooled me twice, you're not going to fool me a third time. When in reality what took place was they swooped up and printed well, these calls more than likely no one owned back here, but even stockholders missed out on this entire run. And so now in the future you've got a new class of bag holder. It's probably the same old class. They're always feeding this but never buying at the right time. And it's important to see this movement, how it happens, because this same movement is taking place right now in Tesla. And I want to show you that movement here in a moment. We are just before, we're right here. It's about right where we are. Right about the 22nd of December. And so I'm going to switch now, and you're going to see this recovery, right? And I'm going to show you where it is. And then I'm going to show you what happens. We're going to touch 900. We're going to come back down, sell off. We'll probably make a move above, like 925, somewhere, something like that. And then we're going to sell off once more and make another move up. Meanwhile, what this whole area is going to do is it's going to murder anyone in long calls in here, okay? So I want you to remember this. I want you to go back through and look at the Tesla chart later on your own. So now we're going to take a look at Tesla. And I'll be honest with you. I really don't care what the news is on Tesla. I do. I care. I follow everything with Tesla. But what I'm really concerned with is how stocks are played by banks, institutions, boiler rooms. It really doesn't matter. Everyone knows, well, not everyone, but most people that believe in Tesla know that it should be trading at 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 times its value. We know that in 10, 20 years, it's going to be massive. We know that. The market knows that. The market, well, not the market, but the banks and all these institutions, they need to, or they want to milk it for everything that it's worth. So they're going to create good news and bad news. They're going to tell you all kinds of shit that's good and bad as it makes its ascension. None of these people are going to put Tesla at a $20,000 stock this year because it has nowhere to go from there. Does that make any sense to any of you out there? I know that it doesn't, but that's what's going to happen. They're going to make those moves. And so when you're looking at this move right here with Tesla, it's very similar, right? That's that first all-time high that Apple had, right? And we had this recovery, and we are almost there right now. So I'm going to tell you that my call for Tesla is we're going to touch somewhere up here I'll be conservative and say 882 is the number. It's probably slightly higher. It's probably going to be at 900. Let's say we push it to 900, okay? If that makes you happy. We'll go right to the top. And that's very similar to what Apple did. Now, so the point would be that you're going to wind up touching this, right? There's going to be a sell down somewhere down below here to this area, right? There'll be one more push up over here. And then we're going to come down and bounce around in here for a little while. Does that make sense to any of you? You're going to see something like this. And then down the road, let's call it springtime or summer next year, we'll actually make a real true new trading channel. And that new trading channel is going to be in that 900 to 1100 zone. So this, to see Tesla come back down over here, won't be a shocker. If you were to see Tesla trade back down into the 500s, maybe not that low, let's call it like the 600s, 630s, it wouldn't shock me to see one quick push down, right, to kill options, and then more option killing over here. Now, you have, where are we at? We're at 843. The move up to the 900 could be violent. It could take an overnight and part of one trading session. It's very dangerous where we are right now, depending on what you're holding. I already know that back here, there are people that purchase leaps that are 9 months, 1 year out. And you have to start to consider the time when this happened. This is January here. So you might not see another move out of Tesla until, let's say, March, maybe 15. So from this point back here, 15 months from this point. So that would put us in March to see us actually begin to make a move up. And this is April 20th. This makes sense to me to actually start trading higher. This is going to murder people with old school options or people that bought stock way back here. And they'll fuel this next run up when they start to see this happen. We move up, they'll buy back in once again, okay? Fueling this move up. And this pattern here is very similar to what took place with Apple. And how you tie these things together is that these big banks, you think that they've always got these new moves, and they really don't. The big joke in the street, truly behind closed doors, is we do the same thing over and over, and none of you ever learn. It's true. So you're going to see a move like this. You're going to see this move up. You're going to get close to a sell-off at 900. Some of you are going to think, nope, we're going to continue higher into this new trading zone. And you won't right away. And you will up here in some time, but it won't take place in the next month or two. And how you want to look at this also is if you look at other tickers that people like to trade, not people, but banks, you'll see that they make these similar moves. You'll see it with NVIDIA. You'll see it with Amazon. You'll see it with Facebook. You can actually go back and look at the 5-year charts on most of these bank favorite stocks that they like to actually play day in, day out sometimes. And they run a similar course to what's taking place with Tesla right now. So I know a lot of you have made a lot of money by that call with Tesla. And I don't want you to become disenfranchised. My point is that if you followed me back here when I called this in May, this turnaround when this death cross was forming, this was considered a death cross back here, that you should be doing very well right now. So my point to you is this, is that people are going to get panicky as we approach 900 to get out at like 8 or 888 or so, right before 890 would be something to consider. And then I would try to get back in down below here. If you're down on your leaps, down where if you're in a leap, let's say from way back here in January, and you're down like 20 to 40% as we approach that 900 number, remember what I'm saying to you right now, because I promise you, if you're only down that much, that point, they're gonna pull the rug right out from underneath you. and they're gonna take that premium, or not the premium, they're gonna take the money that you've made off of that option away from you. Now, you might think that it's going to print if it does hit up here and you're just going to keep holding through. I wouldn't. I would cut my losses at that 20 to 40%, and I would re-enter down here somewhere with a long spread or with leaps down below here. You'll be fine with leaps down here once again, or you could just play these moves, this consolidation for the actual next trading channel. That's all I've got for you tonight. I was going to do SPY and NDX. I'm going to try to get back into making videos for you. I hope that this helps Tesla traders. I know that you guys follow me on Twitter, and I do appreciate everything that you do, all the following that you do. I appreciate all of you guys out there that are telling me that you like the stuff that I put out. So I'll try to get back into it here. If I can start to make videos this week, I will. They might be a little bit rougher, so don't spend as much time on them. Good luck trading this week.